Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Lead Drop. I am, of course, joined with my pal.
Jordan Mitchell. What's up, bud?
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's been some crazy few days. I'm glad we're able to squeeze this episode in. I wasn't sure if we were gonna have time, but
Last minute.
very last minute.
But we're making it happen.
So as you guys probably can tell now, we are uploading on Mondays. And well, full disclosure, it is Monday, and we are going to film this and then
It's pretty much live.
post it. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, kid's been sick. Freaking wife has been sick. Just kind of babysitting over here, you know.
Yeah. It's part of being a dad.
It is. Today's going to be kind of a fun episode. We're a few days late on it, but we're going to be chatting about
Extreme Games. X Games.
yeah.
They used to be called the Extreme Games. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, there was Gravity Games. There used to be a whole bunch of like X Games-esque things.
Yeah. I think the first one was Extreme Games. Rhode Island?
You want to hear kind of a funny story?
Let's hear it.
I was hitting a closeout rail in Salt Lake City, and this dude pulls up and busts us. And he's like, look, man, I get it. I'm in advertising. You probably don't even know this, but I invented the X Games. And he told us, and like, he was like feeding us a whole bunch of BS, like a bunch of stuff. But then he was like, I own a Cafe Rio, which is like a local like chain restaurant there. And he's like, here, food's on me. I'm sorry I have to kick you guys out, but food's on me or whatever, right? And then he like gave us a bunch of coupons for free food.
Damn.
And I'm just like,
It's pretty sick.
I can't tell. And he's like, well, I called it the Extreme Games. And then, I don't know. It was funny. I don't know. Maybe he was telling the truth.
What was
Maybe
this
he
guy's
wasn't.
name? Do you know?
Oh, dude. I
Just
don't
a random
remember. Too
guy in
many
a Mercedes
concussions-
or something.
Too many concussions later. And I mean, all I remember is he told us he invented the X Games. But you never know.
It's pretty wild.
I think he was like a marketing guy that like brought that to the table or something maybe. Like it wasn't like he was the producer who did it, you know. So I'm not really too sure.
Yeah. I've heard all sorts of nightmares about those early ones, so I could see some just goofy guy just coming up with it. This will make money. Let's go.
What year was it? The 90s that it started?
I want to say it was like 93.
Yeah, I mean,
So it was like purple ramps, really bad gravel, I guess.
well, you
Like,
remember? I mean, there was like skydiving
see,
and
that's sick.
like speed climbing. You remember that?
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Then they got
obviously.
into like video games and TikTok last year, so I think that's what we were talking about, touching on a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that was obviously a pretty heavy topic last year and like a few years ago when they gave away a gold medal to like a gamer, and Todd Richards like made that whole thing about it, which was true, you know, like a lot of people have died snowboarding. A lot of people have gotten seriously hurt in pursuit of that. And so to give an X Games medal to somebody who sits in a chair, not that what they're doing doesn't require skill or anything, but it doesn't require the physical
Well, it's
danger.
not extreme sports, right? If that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna just get
You're
down
like,
to.
just because
and
you're
call it
really good
that.
at playing Amped 2 doesn't mean that you're out doing the tricks that you're doing in Amped 2.
So they were playing like extreme sport.
I
Games or
don't
something?
know which game they were
I
playing.
figured it
'cause
was
I
like
didn't
Halo or
watch it.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
don't
figured it'd
know.
be something goofy like that.
Yeah, X Games has gotten weird, but I will say this: what was your take on this year's? You watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, gosh, I think it was so goofy how they weren't focusing on everyone filming. Like there was just, I think we talked a little bit about this before the filming of this, like how they were so fixated on certain riders.
Which event are you talking about?
So during the rail jam, men and women, I was bummed to see how much they just missed filming certain people. Like they were interviewing people that they consider favorites to X Games, right? But like that girl Jalen from Minnesota was, you could just hear the crowd doing all these crazy, like, no, damn, that was sick. And I don't even know what she did because they didn't record it.
Yeah.
Same with like Pat Fava and the men's rail. And dude,
Yeah.
he crushed it. But they were talking about, is it Mark McMorris's yellow Burton jacket? Like that, they were filming that and talking about that over like Pat doing every 270. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I
I don't
think
know.
that I mentioned to you even, I mean, I agreed with you, but also, yeah, it's like they're more considered about his outfit. Meanwhile, it's like that competition or that event just from the get-go, first of all, it hasn't been in the X Games in like 10 years. So for them to be having a rail jam was cool.
Yeah.
And then for them to be more focused, like, and also it was only like a 20-minute jam session. So where all they had to do was turn on the cameras. I get it. You probably have to go to commercial break, but whatever. Like, they could have taken a pause 10 minutes in. Like, we're going to do a 10-minute like commercial or a 5-minute commercial break and freshen up. Yeah, and freshen up the course, right? But they didn't. It was like 20 minutes, but yeah, like you just said, let's focus on the DJ. Or like, it was kind of a bummer. And then
I wanted to see the tricks. I mean, I was there for that. Like,
Yeah.
I was excited to see like, a lot of our friends doing cool tricks on
sure.
rails. You're like, dude, the setup looked fun.
Yeah.
Like you could do a lot of tricks. Like they were smaller-ish features,
Yeah.
but like that pretty cool that you're not battling to get to the end of a rail or whatever.
It did seem like a lot of people landed a lot. Like, I don't even think I saw Pat Fava crash. Like,
No, I don't think he did.
maybe not get a trick perfectly, but he never like fell.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
And if he didn't get it perfect, he went and got it perfect
Yeah.
after. With the
I
bike
mean,
helmet on, dude. That was so sick.
It was a little disappointing watching some of the highlights afterward because it was like, dude, I mean, you can like this trick or not, but he did like 450s both ways onto rails.
Yeah.
And I never saw that once during the actual broadcast. And I watched the whole thing too.
Yeah, me too. I was like glued to it.
Yeah.
And didn't see any of that.
Yeah, no, it was a bummer. But on the bright side, I will say this. It was nice to see a rail jam again in X Games.
Yeah. I agree.
Do you know if it was, maybe you guys could answer, let us know. I don't know if you know, but was it aired actually on TV or just on the YouTube feed?
I was watching it on the YouTube feed.
So was
I'm not
I.
sure. And then they were also saying that it's live on TikTok or something too.
Twitch or I think they had it going
Yeah.
on like all those different platforms. I'm curious, but I'm just curious if it was
If it's
actually
on
ever on like
TV.
aired, if the rail jam was aired on TV.
It had to be, right?
I don't know.
Should've been.
Maybe not midday like that because the rail jam was like at 2 p.m. or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any TV set up in my house. I'm
Yeah.
sure you don't either.
I
We're
don't.
just like,
I just
YouTube
watch everything. Yeah, pretty much.
that way.
What did you think of X Games did you watch any of it last year?
Yeah, I did. And there was a lot of that kind of goofy.
What did you
influencer
think about
stuff.
it this year compared?
It seemed like they brought in like the core people that they should have. Like Salemo was back. Like, what is he now? The ambassador of it or something? Of
Yeah.
X Games. Like,
I
he
mean,
signed something. Gabby Maiden was
That
there.
was cool.
Dude, I was so stoked
Yeah.
to see her. And then she rode.
Yeah,
That's so
dude,
cool.
That was awesome.
I used to
yeah.
film a lot with Gabby back in the day,
Yeah,
so it was
no,
really cool to see her.
I was hyped to see her for sure.
But yeah, I think it was cool. They kind of brought back a bit more of that, and they tried, like they put the efforts, I think, for the rail jam. That was the only negative where I was like, oh man, like it'd be cool if they had just one camera even just set on that and maybe focus on everyone, not
like
just
a split screen for you
Yeah.
guys can chat about your other BS and all your stuff over here, but have this one so people could just be watching one thing that I did notice too about more specifically in the street rail jam
Yeah.
is that they hid little cameras in places like underneath rails and stuff, and the producers wanted to use them so bad. So they would see somebody dropping in for like the kink rail, and they would go, "Oh, cut to this camera," but that camera didn't record anything.
Yeah,
You
and
saw,
no one's
like,
even hitting the
guy
that
in the
rail.
sky, like barely landing on the end of the rail, and you're like, I wonder what that was.
Yeah.
But the camera people really wanted to use those angles. It was
Yeah.
pretty funny. The one thing I do have to say though that X Games I think did much better this year than last year is the guests that they actually did have on, like Trevor Andrew,
Yeah.
professional snowboarder, now a bit of a celebrity in his own right, but certainly has a pedigree of snowboarding that he has. You know?
Yeah, big fan.
So it was really cool to see things like that, and not like TikTokers and not that those people aren't a part of snowboarding, but I don't know. I don't really think that they belong there. I think they already have their platform.
They maybe
It's
didn't
TikTok and
earn
other
that
things.
clout to be involved in that kind of a thing.
Totally. So I did think that was better. Did you watch any other events?
I watched Knuckle Hook and I watched Slope. Red Gerard's rail stuff was just nuts too, and that was so
He is
sick.
just
Dude.
so freaking good.
Yeah.
Knuckle
Hook was entertaining.
So I've always had one major complaint. This has just been going on for years about those
About Knuckle Hook or Slope?
and Big Air and those kinds of events. Like when you and I were doing rail jams or competing,
Yep.
one of the big things was like, I want to be hustling and running back up to the top so that I can get as many drops as I can in
Yep.
that half hour. Well, during the X Games, I don't know why they just don't come out and say it. Hey, you got 6 hits. Every single person gets 6 jumps. Because they have this little fake timer
they call
up
it
in the corner.
They call it jam format.
Yeah,
but
but they're totally scheduling the people. I mean, there's a guy up there being
you
like,
see him up top waiting.
Yeah, like waiting to be let go. And it's like just either have it a 20-minute session where it is just dudes lapping them up on sleds, and just let them get as many hits in as they can.
Yep.
Or just call it what it is and be like, every rider gets six drops.
Yeah.
They get, 6 hits.
That would make sense. Yeah.
I can't stand that they put this timer up there, because then I'm watching dudes that I want to be able to get one more hit, but I'm watching the dudes before them lollygag. And I know that it's not their fault.
Yeah, you're just like, God, come on.
You're like, dude, I really
want
want to see Zeb do this one more time. But
Yep.
the more you guys are freaking doing whatever, like, just call it what it is. Like, okay, this is his final drop. I hope he gets it.
I think
As
when they hit
opposed
the
to, like,
timer,
hurry.
they did it right. Like once the timer was up, they're like, all right, well, everyone else gets one last one, which I get, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
not so
I
much.
get that every person should get one more, but I bet you those dudes would get in that 20-minute session,
You could
they
get
would
more.
get 10 drops and not 5.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
I would wait, like, I wish that you could choose to like re-upgrade any score. I know that this year, which was kind of cool, they did like the style trick, which was pretty neat.
Oh.
So the very first hit you did was just like best style, and it was worth 10 points.
I missed
So that
that
was kind of
part.
cool. Yeah.
Huh. That's
so
cool.
like the first dudes all did like, maybe not on Knucklehuck, but in Big Air. Obviously not in Knucklehuck, but in Big Air, the first drop that they had was a style trick, which was cool.
Oh, that's why you saw the shot of that switch method.
Yeah.
And who did that one?
Yeah,
That was
it's-
really cool.
I think one of the Japanese dudes, but yeah, switch method was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
On such a big jump. But yeah, and then you brought up a good point earlier on the YouTube. So we're gonna try and switch things up real fast for you guys. Pop up that computer real fast, Jordan. Give it a click. Oop, wrong mouse. There it is.
We still good over there? Yep.
We should be good over there. What's that saying? Can't tell.
This is why I shouldn't touch computers. I use an iPhone for everything.
I think we're still good. Yeah, so anyways, Jordan just pulled up the YouTube page a couple seconds ago.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I found really interesting that you pointed out to me was what?
Well, that who is it? Mark McMorris again with that yellow freaking jacket.
Yeah.
He didn't win, and then
What?
Zeb
Yeah,
too.
why?
Like, why is it? I mean, I'm sure Burton throws a good amount of money at it, but man.
Oh, maybe, dude, that's a good hypothesis.
But even Red's on Burton. He won, and maybe you don't want to give it away, but I don't know.
So what?
I'm just so sick of that yellow jacket. It bothered me.
Yeah.
How much they talked about
Because
that yellow jacket. and
what you're
missed
talking
stuff.
about is take the mouse pointer, and so these are the thumbnails for the videos. So right there is the one that he just clicked on. And it's for you guys that aren't listening. We're talking about on the YouTube page for the X Games. This is the thumbnail for men's snowboard slopestyle, and they're showing Mark McMorris holding up a medal as if he was the guy that won the gold, and he wasn't. It was red, and then right
Same
below
with
it is the
Zeb.
one for Knucklehuck, and
Maybe they're
it's
obviously
a
holding
thumbnail
silver.
for Zeb. Yeah,
Is
maybe
it
they
'cause
just
it's-
want you to
they don't
click
want-
on it and
They don't
see
want you
it.
to know who wins, but I don't know, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is really weird.
But I think that's, I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think about that in the comments. But yeah, I thought that was pretty weird and interesting too. Is like they're still trying to promote these same people. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to, I don't know, give everyone a chance, I think, regardless of who they ride for,
Yeah.
who they are. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I felt
for
like
sure.
there was some people that were definitely overlooked in the rail jam, both men and women.
I could have told you right off the bat that it was going to be one of 3 people. Like, even like my buddy
stoked.
Nate, my buddy Nate Host, he competed in X Games like Knucklehuck. And even as he's going, Andy competed in the rail jam, but even as he's going, they're like sitting there bullshitting, talking about somebody else.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh, okay, let's not talk about this guy. I guess he's just some
Yeah,
irrelevant
just
dude that's
same
just
with the
here.
Rail Jam. He was doing tons of stuff.
Dude,
and, like,
he
I didn't
was
see
doing
the camera
tons
on
of
him
stuff.
once.
Yeah,
And Pat deserved to one. Like,
I
he
agree.
crushed. Bike helmet, so sick.
Yeah, Benny Milam
But-
was actually killing it too. But
Yeah,
he,
Benny,
he also
like-
took some bails for sure.
Yeah.
But he was trying some crazy stuff.
But yeah, I don't think they filmed Nate like twice or something. You're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Then the Yellow Jacket was shot more than Pat Fava.
Yep.
I'm like, give me a break, dude.
Did you watch any Half Pipe?
I did. I just saw the highlights of that.
So I was bummed that the one dude, God, I'm totally spacing his name, the crazy Japanese kid who does like the back-to-back triples.
Oh yeah.
I was
yeah.
bummed he couldn't put down a run because it would just be once he's got that consistently, I think that's kind of it for Scotty James. But I'm gonna say something that's really controversial and gonna be it's gonna be a bit of a hot take here. I am super sick and tired of watching Chloe Kim dominate everybody. Like, I don't understand how there is not one other person in women's halfpipe who's like even coming close. Like Chloe Kim, if I was a girl and I was gonna pick an area to start snowboarding in, I would be in halfpipe. Because it's like, here's all these girls, and then there's Chloe Kim. It's like not even close. And I don't know why she's so much better, or if just the rest of the field just hasn't progressed yet. But it's like women's slope style is like insane now. And
Yeah,
like the
that's,
top
like, my
girls,
favorite thing to watch.
the top girls are constantly rotating out because they're all competing and all killing it. Like women's half pipe, it's like there's Chloe Kim and then everyone else. There's not like like
Yeah.
it's just crazy. Like she gets first place on her first run, and it's like not even a close competition for second, third. And it's been like that for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, get in there, girls. What are you doing? Let's go. Get some speed. Carry the sandbags into the first hit or whatever you have to do, because
she
she is
boosts.
she boosts and she's insane. I'm just like,
She's like the Shaun White of our time now, which is.
I'm just like, I'm disappointed. I would like to see more women's halfpipe competition, not just Chloe Kim destroying it. But
yeah, I'm with you.
All right,
I don't think that's too much a hot take. I think it's just saying it as she's crushing it. You know, I don't know.
She is crushing. I guess the hot take is that I wish other girls were doing better. You know, like I feel like I didn't see that Corel Castellet girl. She rips. But she always seems to be like inconsistent. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, even maybe that's part of it too. It's like maybe half pipes. I don't know. People aren't as excited to go ride the pipe. Slope is so fun to watch that if I was, in there as a girl, like at that age where I could still, compete. I'm an old man now, but like I'd be like, I want to go ride slope with these girls. That looks awesome. Like they got this cool camaraderie going. Everyone's hyping each other up. Like they're doing the most stylish tricks. Like it's really fun to watch. It's fun to watch. It's cool.
There was a few years there where I was just like, God, if I entered a women's slopestyle course, I could compete in this in X Games. Nowadays, absolutely not.
No.
No way.
No.
They're killing it for sure. Okay.
Well, should we wrap this one up?
I just want to wrap it up with this last question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think X Games was this year for watching?
I'd give it like a solid 7.5.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What about you?
Compared to last year, I'm giving it a 9 or a 10 compared to last year. I think that they did a lot better and just of making it not quite so cheesy also. I think they did a lot better job of that this year. They still need to work on their production. They always hire like the CD team to like work on production, like cameras. It's just dudes that don't know what they're doing,
Yeah.
Like hire a couple filmers that are like snowboard filmers
Let
to like
them
run those
produce it,
cameras. Yeah. But overall, I'm right about there with you. I'm going 7.5 out of 10. I think they did better job this year.
I think it just leaves some room for next year to be even better.
Yeah, for sure. Let us know what you guys think about that. And again, thank you guys so much all for tuning in. Let us know what you think of the show, how we're doing. Also, Should I show them? Should we show them some merch that we maybe just got real quick?
Yeah.
Here, one
grab
second.
it real quick.
Yeah. Give me a sec.
Got a limited run here. We're trying out some merch. Gonna see what works.
Take that. Show you guys these. Let us know what you think. So yeah, let us know what you guys think.
Little embroidered here hoodie.
Jordan got the embroidered hoodie, and
Very nice.
I just got the blank white little front hit and the back, and Jordan's got the nice little embroidered action. You guys can see a little pocket style hit.
Yeah, I'll be boarding in this week.
Same.
It's still summer over here, pretty much.
Oh my gosh! Don't even. You might be boarding in this week, dude.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I saw a couple T-shirt borders the other day when we were out.
I've been T-shirt boarding. I've been like going like long sleeve, short sleeve. Like,
I might have to go straight
style.
T-shirt, big mittens. That's like pretty classic Minnesota spring
it's pretty
style.
tight. It's pretty tight. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining Jordan and I. Again, make sure you're following us on Instagram, listening on Spotify, watching us on YouTube, and everything else.
TikTok.
Yeah, and TikTok. I forgot we have that. We're old.
There's a lot to.
There's so
you gotta
many
edit
things
different on everything.
There needs to
too.
just be like
It's
one button that's like link all.
I would love that, but they gotta
YouTube
have their
Shorts.
watermark. So then they're like, "Fuck you, dude! You can't share this on anything else."
Yeah, totally. Anyway, Jordan, thanks for joining me. Good seeing you, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Maybe we'll board a little bit later. And thank you guys for joining us. Until next time, from us
Adios
to you. Later. See ya.
See ya. Bye.